A place that has helped shape who I am is Deep Run Valley Sports Association. It's a baseball complex about 10 minutes from my house in Hilltown, Pennsylvania, and there's about 4 baseball fields all lined up about like a square. So if you think about baseball fields with home plate back to back to back to back in like a square, kind of like home plate, home plate, home plate, home plate, and then the field's going this way. That's how it's set up. So it's really cool. And then right in the middle is the snack stand. So 3 of them are Little League fields, and then one of them is the Connie Mack field, which I played on from 13 to 16. This place is really special to me because I grew up right around there, and I played baseball with all of my friends right there. I started playing t-ball around the age of 4, so I started really early, and it's really been special to me for a long time. And then I didn't stop playing until I was 16. So I played on the Little League fields all the way up till I was done at the Connie Mack fields. Some of the other experiences that I've had there, I used to umpire games on Saturdays for the younger kids, and you can imagine how hard it was to deal with some of the parents. And so I was 13 umpiring a game for 12-year-olds, and sometimes if the call didn't go their way or if I called their kid out, they really didn't appreciate that. So it got a little chippy sometimes, and it taught me how to handle coaches and how to understand the way to have that conversation and make sure that I could really calm them down and make sure that we were working through something and we could make sure the game kept moving is really one of the biggest things. And another thing that I really learned there was leadership. I was the captain of my baseball team when I was 11 and 12. I was actually 11 and I played on the 12-year-old team, and the coach thought highly enough of me to be a captain even though I was younger than all the other kids. So one of the experiences and one of the skills that I've really taken away from that was becoming a leader and being able to communicate and being able to make connections with players and make sure that I understood what my job was and making sure that everyone else knew exactly what their job was. So in conjunction with that, being an umpire, you have a crew. So if I was the home plate umpire, I would have a first base umpire and a second base umpire, and I had to make sure that they were always on top of their things. And then there were times when I was the first base umpire, but most of the time I was the home plate umpire because I was usually the senior umpire, and I had the most experience out of most of the umpires. So they liked to put me in a position of leadership and a place where I could communicate with everybody else. So being able to be a leader and being able to communicate with my crew and my other players was something that was really important to me. One product that really relates to all this is DeMarini. DeMarini makes baseball bats, and I recall growing up, I always needed to have the newest DeMarini baseball bat. I thought they were awesome, and they always worked out so well, and I thought they made me a better player. They really didn't, but it really, every time I see a DeMarini baseball bat or I see a kid using a DeMarini baseball bat, it brings me back to my time at Deep Run and how important it was to me. And it ultimately brings back the feeling of batting and being in a clutch situation late in the game. And I would always have my DeMarini baseball bat, and I thought it just brings back those emotions and those feelings that I associate with Deep Run. And I think those are things that I can carry with me through forever. And I think that a lot of the leadership skills and the communication skills can be brought into a professional environment. I think that being able to communicate with someone who's older than me, like I would have in umpiring, is something that can really be utilized in the workplace, especially as an intern. Even today, I was talking with a woman who was 55 years old, and I had to build a connection with her, even though we weren't really working together very long. I think that those are things that can really help me transition into being a better professional and being a better person. And so those two things are something that I really think Deep Run has helped molded for me. And I think that moving forward, these experiences that I had at Deep Run will help to shape my professional and my personal life.